Hey, how's everybody doing today? We are starting a brand new project, and the cool thing is it is going to be a recreation pond. And this family has some young children, which, you know what, that is just perfect for a recreation pond. These kids are going to have so much fun with this over the years. They get to grow up with it. I know our family, I built a recreation pond for us a long time ago, and it has just always been the hub of a party. So, you know what, let's check out this site and follow along in this project, because it is really going to be a cool recreation pond. So this is the setting. Check out this yard. They already got their sitting area, they got their barbecue grill, they have their chairs and everything out there, and check out this yard where the kids get to play. So basically we're only taking up a small footprint of what this big section of property is. So we're taking up about, well, the pond itself is 22 by 36. Of course, then we're gonna have a berm and a waterfall area. I got the laser set up. I'm just waiting for the guys to bring the excavator. I took off a few minutes before them so I could mark this recreation pond out. It's gonna be a 6-foot deep pond, and we're gonna have some different levels in there because we want it to be fun for all ages. So this is basically the footprint of the pond. And then this little offshoot over in here, we're gonna do like a little splash pad. That's gonna have probably about 8 inches of water in it. So that way the kids can just go in wherever they want. Oh, we got a bug on our lens. So anyway, this is where the end of the pond's going to be. This is going to be our skim cove area back in here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to recess the pumps over in this side so you don't see them. We're going to make sure that the flow coming off of this existing patio and planting bed kind of just has some nice smooth arcs back around, so that way they can plant back in front of those pumps and get that sound to go more towards the woods than towards the house. Then we're going to bring that right in close over to the edge of the patio, right over back into here. Well, as soon as the excavator gets here, we're going to get digging. Follow along. This should be a really fun project. So we got all the sod skimmed out, and we actually started our first shelf, which is going to be about 18 inches down from grade. What we're using from grade is this patio over here, because that's where they're going to step off of. Right now Kyle is cleaning up the edges, because when we set our rock, we want it to be straight up and down all the way through there. I know it doesn't look like 18 inches, but the grade actually tapers off. So what we're doing is we're shooting our level from there, and then after we're all done, we'll go out and we'll set that whole grade with soil so everything will be at the right depth. All right, so the reason we're doing this under drain is because just in case we get any water pressure under the liner. We just had 4 straight days of rain, and really if this was going to hold water, it would have filled right up and we would have had to pump this morning. So that means that the ground is permeable, but as a precaution, we're doing this under drain over here, and we're going to run it out to a sump pit. So we'll go over there and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so down in there is a 4-inch perforated pipe with a sock on there. So that allows us to be able to put the soil back on it. Some of it's gonna have gravel, some's gonna go to soil, because we wanna make sure that that water just kind of keeps right on going through there. Back when I used to work on a dairy farm, we used to do miles and miles of this 4-inch perforated pipe with a sock net on it, and it would never plug. So it works really well if you don't have a lot of access to gravel. But right in there, we actually run the pipe into the bottom of a culvert pipe. I foamed it up because we want to keep as much sediment out as possible. And then we have this nice 18-inch culvert pipe that we can fit a sump pump down in, need be. So if there's ever any water pressure under there, you could drop a sump pump and you can pump it right out. But if we were to try to daylight this pipe, there's not enough pitch in this lawn for us to daylight it. So that's where a sump pump comes in, and that's where this culvert pipe. Now, over the 30 years, I bet you I've done this 100 times, and it works really well. And it's just an extra precaution, and for what little bit of money and time it costs, it is well worth it. All right, so we got all our rock pad in, and normally we're using an underlayment on smaller ponds, but on recreation ponds we use this. It's almost 1/4 inch thick, and it's a really hefty underlayment to help protect that liner. Besides the fact that we're going to put some very big rocks on this liner, we want to make sure that we're extra protected. And that's about it, right, Jay?
That's it.
All right, so we got our skim cove all carved out. Basically what we're gonna do is now dry fit these aqua blocks in here, so then we can get the correct positioning on our vaults, which are gonna be our suction. Because this is a recreation pond, we're gonna do external pumps. We have 2 pumps, so we're gonna use 2 vaults just to make sure that we have enough volume to draw out of each one, so nothing is starving for water and we don't create any air bubbles or anything like that. So once we get all this dry fitted and we get our vaults dug in, we'll put more rock pad liner, and then we'll be ready to rock.